Good morning, everybody.
Morning.
Yeah, that's what I like to hear. I'm NIU President Lisa Freeman, and I'm pleased to welcome you. It is a pleasure for us to have Governor Pritzker, as well as Senator Rezin, Representatives Yadnak and Kiker, and Mayor Barnes on campus to talk about the importance of investing in higher education. Governor Pritzker's fiscal year 2024 budget reaffirms the value of higher education as a public good. With an historic commitment to public universities, it promotes access, affordability, and opportunity for all Illinoisans and acknowledges the critical connections among higher education, social mobility, and economic prosperity. Particularly noteworthy in the governor's proposed budget for higher ed is support for student financial aid, with an unprecedented increase in funding for the Monetary Awards Program, MAP, and a continued commitment to the AIM High grant program. These programs eliminate the financial barriers that prevent capable students from pursuing a college education. They are transformative for individuals and communities. The governor's proposed 7% increase in the state portion of public funding for operations is the largest proposed increase in 2 decades and will positively impact students by allowing universities to invest in the resources that they need to succeed academically and socially. Furthermore, this investment will restore support for institutional operations that was negatively impacted during a prior period of reductions in higher education funding. Continued funding for the Rebuild Illinois program construction initiatives and critical university infrastructure projects, repairs, and renovations. This is capital funding that is badly needed to address life safety facilities issues on our campuses and to tackle the deferred maintenance backlog, which is significant. The human return on these capital expenditures will be substantial. The projects will create jobs that fuel local economies, and the modernized facilities will help attract and retain students, faculty, and staff critical to Illinois' future workforce. This investment in higher education is essential for the future of our state. Illinois' 12 public universities serve every region. They enroll more than 183,000 students who will become tomorrow's educators, scientists, artists, engineers, entrepreneurs, medical professionals, and leaders in all facets of life. For Illinois cities and towns such as DeKalb, where we are located, public universities facilitate community engagement, business growth, and workforce development to sustain robust economic ecosystems. And our institutions also address complex real-world challenges through research and innovation to improve society and our world. Individually and collectively, Illinois public universities represent an enormous state resource that has served past generations with distinction and will benefit many more to come. Thank you, Governor Pritzker, for your administration's commitment to public higher education. And it is now my profound honor to introduce the 43rd Governor of the state of Illinois, J.B. Pritzker.
Well, thank you so much, President Freeman. Thanks to all of you for being here. Very kind introduction. Thanks to all of you for hosting us here at Northern Illinois University. I'm grateful to be back here. I'm grateful to be joined also by the terrific people behind me, Mayor Barnes, for your leadership here in DeKalb. What great things are happening here in this city, not just at this university, but in the entire area, and really grateful to you for the work that you're doing. Senator Sue Rezin, who's one of the very first people that I got to meet with personally in Springfield when I became governor, sat down, Republican to Democrat, yes, that can happen these days. And we had a great conversation, and we've had a good relationship from that moment to this. Representative Lance Yednock, of course, and Representative Jeff Kiker, both of whom are graduates here, political science, I understand, for both of you. So whoever's in the audience here that are political science majors, get ready. Apparently you're going to be running against these two for public office, hopefully not very soon, because they've been great allies in supporting this university and the things that are necessary for higher education. But I encourage you all to at least think about public service. I was a political science major myself in college, did not think that I'd be governor of a state. In fact, I'll just tell you a quick story that a Holocaust survivor who's a good friend of mine, back in 2005, took me out to dinner, and he said, "JB, I want to tell you I had a vision." And I said, "What's that?" And he said, "You're going to be governor of Illinois." This is 2005. And I said, "Sam, I love you, but I'm not going to be governor of Illinois." He said, "Why not?" I said, "Well, first of all, I don't want to be governor of Illinois. And second of all, no one else wants me to be governor of Illinois." So, and he said, "No, I assure you." And then his daughter, who was sitting next to me, said, "No, he has visions of things that happen in the future." And of course, wasn't thinking at all about it, ran and ended up running in 2017 and 18. So if anybody stops you and says, "I have a vision of your future," if you're a political science major, you may end up being governor of Illinois. So in a few moments, you're going to get to hear from a student here at NIU, Brittany Hernandez. She's a dynamic young person, a young woman who's doing great things at the university, and I'm really thrilled to have her with us today to share her story. 4 years ago, when I first took office, going to college in Illinois seemed more unaffordable than ever before. Funding for higher education had been cut so badly that out-of-state tuition in other states was more affordable than in-state tuition for Illinois students. And that's a fundamental failure of state government. So my General Assembly partners, some of whom are here, and many others, and I have spent the last 4 years writing Illinois' fiscal ship, redirecting funding to make college attainable for every Illinois student. It's working. We have more work to do, but it's working. After years of decline, our freshman enrollment across the state is the highest that it's been in at least 6 years. And in fact, while college freshman enrollment went down 2.4% across the nation, Illinois college freshman enrollment was up an average 5%. Think about that difference. That puts us in the pantheon of the best states in the country, which is where we belong in every category. Here at NIU, freshman enrollment last fall was up nearly 7%, higher than even the state average. Our smartest young people are now choosing NIU in greater and greater numbers. There's even more work to do. It's time to take college education in Illinois to the next level. My budget for this coming year proposes the largest percent increase for higher ed in more than 20 years. So that way we can tackle college affordability from two angles: restoring public funding directly to universities to alleviate the need to raise tuition, and I aim that at our trustees that are here today. Important for us to try to keep our tuition reasonable and rational for our students, but we're also providing record-breaking numbers of college scholarships in the state while raising the amount of each grant. So that's a big deal. That is what is narrowing the gap for many people and making college affordable. As we make college tuition more affordable for students, we also need to invest in the university's facilities. You heard the president talk about this. I know that there is an infrastructure deficit that has occurred all across higher education in our state, in our universities, and in our community colleges. And so it's been important to bring our universities and community colleges into the 21st century. We want people to come to our campuses and see that this is the place you want to go to school, that these are the facilities that you want to work in, that these are the most modern places to learn and get a 21st century education. And of course, that these are the engines of success for our local economies like DeKalb and all across the state. And the growth of the state is really dependent upon how our universities and our community colleges do. The Rebuild Illinois Capital Plan, the largest such plan in state history, which we passed back in 2019, dedicates nearly $2.8 billion to university and community college infrastructure all over Illinois. That directs over $130 million to NIU to fund the new Health Information and Technology Center, as well as the Center for Community Sustainability. Illinois colleges and universities are the most powerful tools that we have to build a more prosperous future for our state. Addressing the teacher shortage, training medical professionals, leading in our innovation sectors, that's progress that happens in these very halls and in halls like this across Illinois. Investing in our higher education ecosystem opens doors to new careers, higher wages, and lifelong dreams. So I want to thank you, all of you, for the work that you do here, the students who are studying here, and the degree that you're going to walk away with, and stay in Illinois to have a career that's successful. You are making our future, and we're really grateful for that. So let me now introduce our great student speaker, a future educator, an Aurora native, Brittany Hernandez. Brittany?
Good morning, everyone. I want to start off by thanking Governor Pritzker and President Freeman for allowing me to speak today to show my appreciation for MAP grants. Growing up, I always watched my teachers closely. I reflected on things I would do differently, and I took note of lessons that I truly enjoyed. I was most impressed by the educators that provided the empathy and compassion that students need to succeed. These teachers instilled in me the desire to do the same for my own future students someday. But before I could take a step in that direction, I was met with a giant wall, the cost of college. I am very proud to come from immigrant parents. Neither of them were able to continue their education past the middle school level, and so they constantly encouraged both me and my older sister to go to college and to get that higher level of education. But with 3 younger siblings to raise on low income, I knew that they could never afford to send both me and my sister to college. I realized that if I wanted my dreams to become a reality, I would need to find a way to cover the cost of college. Luckily, one of my teachers informed me about the FAFSA. I filled out the application the minute that it opened and soon discovered that there was hope. Thanks to the MAP grants and other generous donors, I happily and confidently enrolled at NIU, beginning my journey towards becoming a teacher. Now, as I finish up my second year at NIU, I am excited by everything I have learned. The professors here are some of the best instructors I have ever had. They provide knowledge, infuse me with confidence, encourage me to be a leader, and model the compassion that is incredibly important when connecting with students. Perhaps more important are the experiences I have had and the friendships I have formed. I am thankful for every single one of the connections I have here at NIU, and I'm glad to have found satisfying work as an honors fellow and peer academic coach, which has allowed me to experience the joy of mentoring my fellow peers. I am glad to say that I have found a second home at NIU. My experiences here at NIU have been incredibly meaningful, and it all started with the aid of a MAP grant. So thank you, Governor Pritzker, for championing this program. I hope MAP grants continue to open the door for these unforgettable experiences and dreams for generations to come. Thank you. And now it is my honor to introduce Senator Rezin.
Thank you. Thank you, Brittany. It's always great for me to, when I'm out in district, to see what the future leaders look like. And when I hear Brittany speak, she truly is a future leader. So you did a great job, Brittany. I would say that she should probably run for office in the future, but I would recommend running for the state representative and not in the state senate. So you would make a great state rep. Governor, thank you for being here. We appreciate it. We appreciate working with you on higher ed and the funding for higher ed and the programs for higher ed. It's incredibly important, and we appreciate what you do. President Freeman, thank you for your leadership at this incredible institution. I'm so excited to be representing Northern University. Mayor Barnes, always good to see you. As I say, DeKalb's got it going on, and I am excited to be up here in DeKalb. And the reason companies are looking to invest in DeKalb is because you have a strong four-year institution and community college in this area. And they can recruit right here in their backyard. So thank you for this team. And then obviously also to my colleague, State Representative Yednock and Kiker. Always enjoy working with them. Good morning. I am State Senator Sue Resin. I represent the 38th Senate District, which I am proud to say now includes this wonderful campus and university. This year is, in fact, my first year representing Northern Illinois University, and I look forward to building a strong and new relationship with President Freeman, university officials, faculty, and students. NIU is making amazing strides in a variety of different academic fields and areas, including the development of a new Center for Community Sustainability, which hopes to address the challenges of environmental change, shifting demographic, and socio-political inequity that are impacting our region and the world through research and innovation to advance sustainability in food systems, water resources, and environmental adaptation. Recently, in December, the state announced it would be providing NIU with $15 million to help build this state-of-the-art facility, and we're excited, which leads me to a point that I think all of us can here agree on. It should, without question, be a crucial priority for our state to continue to work to improve and invest in our state's wonderful public universities. It's vital for our state's overall future that we ensure our public university have the necessary means to remain competitive by investing in our university system and by providing our Illinois students with opportunities to afford and attend our fine universities like Northern Illinois University. That means ensuring that our universities are properly and adequately funded, as well as programs designed to keep and attract Illinois students like the MAP grants and the new, and I truly believe promising, Aim High pilot program. I look forward to working with the governor and my colleagues when we return to Springfield in the next couple of weeks to make sure that Illinois continues to do just that. Thank you. And next I would like to introduce my colleague, Representative Lance Yednock. Thank you.
Good to see everybody here. Thank you to the governor, the president, board of trustees, and so many other Huskies out here. It's great to always be back in front of a friendly crowd, I'll say. Greetings, Huskies and members of the DeKalb community. I am Lance Yednock. I'm the state representative for the 76th District. It is my honor to stand before you today at Northern Illinois University, my alma mater, to discuss the topic of great importance, the state's investment in higher education. It has been a top priority of our governor to make substantial investments in education at all levels, including the higher education level. Education is one of the pillars of a successful society, and higher education can serve as a critical component in unlocking the potential for our future leaders. It is an investment not only in our students, but also in our economy and in the future. Furthermore, universities play an essential role in bringing communities together and providing resources that benefit the community as a whole. Although I have only represented the new 76th District for a brief period, NIU has been an invaluable resource for my office and, more importantly, a valuable asset for this community at large. As a representative of this community, I'm proud to serve on the Higher Education Committee that ensures your voice is heard in Springfield and to work towards equitable allocation of our educational resources. I also encourage each and every one of you to take an active role in advocating for this investment. Please speak with your colleagues, your fellow students, and your community members about the importance of higher education and the positive impact that this investment will make in our state's future. In conclusion, I would like to express my gratitude to all of you for your unwavering dedication to higher education and for your crucial role in shaping the minds of our future leaders. I am eager to witness the positive impact this investment will have on our state. And I am excited to work collaboratively to make it a priority and make it a reality. And before I conclude, let me assure you that I have no intention of lulling you to sleep. Instead, I invite you to stay awake as I introduce another distinguished NIU alumni, community leader, and mayor of DeKalb, Cohen Barnes. Thank you, everyone.
Thanks for coming out, everybody. When the governor talked about having a vision, when I look in the audience, there's a particular person in the audience, Grant Gora, that I have a vision that at some point you will be taking this man's place. We have amazing students here at Northern Illinois University in a variety of different programs, and it's wonderful to see and work with them firsthand and just see the doors that this university opens for our students, for the next generation of leaders that we have, whether it's in the private sector or the public sector, as we've been talking. Today, for me, it's about partnerships. We have a 7% increase in higher ed that is absolutely amazing. Those dollars that are going to factor into and filter into Northern Illinois University are going to affect the students that we have before us that we've heard, and I hope all of you take a moment to introduce yourselves and talk to them. But ultimately, that 7% and that partnership is all about how can we make Illinois as strong as possible. And the foundation to that is education. Here in the city of DeKalb, education is where we come from. It's foundational to the success that we've had, the innovation that we've had, the amount of patents that we've created, the amount of jobs that we've created, the success that we have created decade over decade and over 100 years ultimately results in investment in education, which when you do that, you invest in innovation, and that creates more opportunity. I can't say enough about that partnership with the governor's office. To be able to do something like this is really going to elevate all of us, not just the students that are coming here, but the future generation of students that will come to Northern Illinois University, and the success that's going to build for them, whether they stay in the state or not, and I hope they stay in the state. But ultimately, it's all about how can we make sure that next generation that's going to come after us can be as strong and as successful and make a larger impact than we're making right now. When you see all the people up here, what's important to understand is I know every one of them firsthand. I know them, I've talked with them, and I've seen the amount of commitment that they have to making Illinois, the city of DeKalb, and Northern Illinois University strong. And I can't say enough about how much I appreciate that. But that partnership goes beyond the budgets that we're talking about. It also goes beyond, or goes to, we're right now going down the path of trying to bring commuter rail out to the city of DeKalb. And from a partnership perspective, Northern Illinois University has been invaluable in the application process of that. And the initial results that we're getting, this looks like a high probability that we're going to have the ridership needed to make that happen. And I know we're going to have the partnership of the governor's office in order to help drive having commuter rail here, because NIU is the only major university in the state of Illinois without that. What does that mean? That means all the people in one of the third largest metro areas that we have in the United States that may not be able to attend university and can't come to NIU now can hop on a train and come to Northern Illinois University and get that education. A lot of them are first generation students, right? Think of the change that we can affect by bringing just that one thing, commuter rail here, but the generations that's going to impact is phenomenal. And we've had the support of NIU, we've had the support of our state representatives, our state senators, as well as the governor's office, so we're really looking forward to moving down that path. But the governor also mentioned about retaining people. And what's important is the stars are aligned in the city of DeKalb. The city of DeKalb is hot right now. I think that's what Senator Resident said. What that means is we have had unprecedented economic development happening in the city of DeKalb. Literally billions of dollars are being invested from our candy companies to the Amazons of the world to Meta building a massive infrastructure. And I have to give Governor Pritzker a lot of credit for that, because the enterprise zone and the legislation that he pushed forward to allow data centers to be a part of that allowed Meta to come here. Now the governor has the Mega Sites grant application as well, which we're going to be submitting an application for the next wave of economic development that's happening. Why is that important? Obviously, it's important for the citizens of the city of DeKalb, but it's also important to Northern Illinois University because the partnerships that we have with the private sector are incalculable, right? Facebook is going to invest a lot of money in that relationship over the years, but imagine if we can get more of those. Now, all you students in the audience, imagine the opportunity that that's going to provide you, whether it's internships or hopefully it's full-time employment after you graduate Northern Illinois University. You stay in the city of DeKalb, and most importantly, you stay in the state of Illinois. And that, from a partnership level, is where we're all at, from the city's perspective, from NIU's perspective, and from the governor's perspective. So can't say enough about the support that we have at the city level with our university and at the state level, and I think that's reflective of the future of Illinois right now. We've been through some tough times, but the leadership that's in place right now, I'm constantly impressed by, and the amount that they lean in on the success of one community in our city, but also how they lean in on the success of our university and the state of Illinois is absolutely phenomenal. So thank you all for coming out today, and without further ado, I'd like to introduce Representative Kiker.
Thank you, Mayor. I'm State Representative Jeff Kiker, the Republican Caucus Chairman in the House. I represent parts of DeKalb, Kane, and McHenry counties. And I want to thank you, Governor Pritzker, for coming to NIU this morning and for his continuing support of higher education in the state of Illinois. Like the governor, I share a passion for ensuring access to higher education, and I'm thankful for the work that I've been able to do for the prior 4 years on the Higher Education Appropriation Committee, helping institutions just like Northern Illinois University make sure that we serve the students like Brittany. And Brittany, I want to tell you my story at NIU started very similar to yours. I was raised by a single mom who waited tables to keep a roof over our head. I didn't know what my future held. NIU was the solution to that. It has offered my family and so many other families the opportunity to have a first-generation college graduate. And Brittany, you're going to go on to do amazing things by coming to this institution. And I'm so happy that we continue to see Northern, head and shoulders above our peer institutions in this state, continue to offer the first-generation opportunity to families to be a difference maker like it's been for mine. If it wasn't for MAP grants, I don't know how I would have paid for my education here at Northern Illinois University. And honestly, when I got the letter, it was a letter from the Ombudsman, anybody else have a problem saying that word? Office saying that I had gotten an award from the state of Illinois, and I had no idea about it. I didn't have anyone who had gone to school before me who was able to tell me, and I would encourage everybody in this room not to check my graduating GPA, because Brittany, you have to keep the GPA up to keep the MAP grant. So the MAP grant program has been a transformational impact, and it offers somewhere between 5,000 and 6,000 undergraduate students here at this institution the opportunity to defray some of the costs and go on to achieve those amazing things. The Illinois Student Assistance Commission estimates that MAP grants cover somewhere between 30 and 50% of the tuition at most of our institutions in this state. That's how profound and significant of an impact it is that MAP grants have. But Northern Illinois University offers another opportunity. We have the Husky Pledge, or the Husky Promise. We invest in people so that families earning under $75,000 a year can come to Northern, can learn about the change opportunity at this institution, and go on to achieve many things without the burden that we see so many other university graduates faced with. You know, the state of Illinois has a tremendous number of opportunities. As the mayor spoke, the city of DeKalb also has a tremendous number of opportunities. But those opportunities will fade if we do not give the opportunity to our children, our Illinois graduates, to go forward and do amazing things. If we aren't collaborative with job creators to offer the baseline that the mayor spoke about with the opportunities for the next generation of jobs that are out there. I've seen it in the communities I represent. I've seen the job creators come to DeKalb County, and I've seen institutions like NIU stand out above the others. Look, the governor and I, we're going to differ on some policy issues. But when it comes to providing opportunity for the children of the state of Illinois and the higher education institutions, we're rowing in the exact same direction. And Governor, I want to thank you for your dedication to making that happen, and I appreciate your opportunity to come here and visit with the folks of Northern Illinois University. And with that, I believe we're going into a Q&A.
Yeah.
All right.
Great, thank you. To be clear, Representative, we don't have to disagree on any issues. You could just agree with me and everything would be great. Mr. Mayor, I just want you to know that we're going to continue to be your partner here in helping to build business and making this an even greater community than it already is. But I just want you to know that I'm on your side and want to make sure that we're getting done whatever it is that DeKalb needs, and excited about what we've been able to do in the data center world. I want to emphasize to all of you that in part because of Meta coming here, but also in part because we changed the laws back in 2019 to make it easier for data center companies to come, Illinois shot up to #2 in the entire country for data centers, #2, and we're approaching #1. So with that, I'm happy to take any questions from members of the media. Yes, sir.
Yeah, I know we talked about students staying in Illinois.
Yes.
I think the statistic was around the time that you took office, there was almost 50% of public high school graduates were leaving the state of Illinois to
Right.
pursue college in other states. Have we seen those statistics start to reverse over the last couple of years, or the data needs to come down?
So you're on a great topic, because I talked a lot about this when I was running for office, when I first came into office, and really believe in this. Look at the stats. People who were, we all talked about the exodus from the state of Illinois, which I want to contend to you, some of that data was wrong. We saw they do a survey year after year called the American Community Survey, and it said that hundreds of thousands of people were leaving every year. And then we did an actual count, the census count, in 2020, and it turns out, no, we actually gained population in Illinois. So I don't trust the surveys, but I do trust the actual count of people. But one of the things that we found out in looking at all the data was that the largest contingent of people that were leaving the state back then were high school graduates who were choosing to go to college out of state. And we saw our enrollment in the state of Illinois had been going down for 20 years straight, really. My contention was, first of all, it's shocking that we're losing our best and brightest leaving the state because we're not willing to provide them with the resources to stay in, and we've got some of the greatest universities in the entire nation. So that's a long-winded beginning to an answer, which is we're beginning to see, as a result of some of the stats I just gave you, the freshman classes entering, the enrollment entering classes in colleges all across the state are going up for the first time in quite some time. And it's a result of we're getting past COVID, and the resources that we put into MAP grants and the resources we've sent directly to universities are making a difference. We don't have the breakdown yet of the kids, young people graduating, and whether that 50% number has changed. It was actually 70% in 2018. And here's something really shocking. 70% of kids who leave the state to go to college somewhere else stay in that state or go somewhere else. They don't come back to Illinois, 70%. So if we can get kids a great education here in Illinois, they're going to end up staying in Illinois. Yes, ma'am. Yeah, so I think we're seeing at Northern Illinois 48% of kids are getting MAP grants here. Median income, just to remind everybody, you were talking, I think, about, I don't know who said it, but maybe it was Jeff, the Husky Pledge, for example, right? We're all aimed at basically providing median income households the ability to go to college. I would like to make it free. everybody at median income and below. We're getting there by increasing MAP grants and holding steady on tuition and Pell grants coming from Washington, D.C. When you pair all those together, we're starting to see that we're approaching making it free for everybody to go to college at about 75,000 average, which is a median income in the state. We have a little work to do still. It's true at community colleges that now, even now, it is free for people at median and below income to go to college at a community college for free. But we aren't quite there with university tuition, so a little more to go.
Thank you, everyone.
Thanks, everyone.